Have a good day at work. I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to consider the risks involved. Yes. There are always risks involved, isn't there? It's true. Ask anybody who knows risk profiles, they'll let you know that there is never no risk. There is always some risk. The earth could quake. The tornadoes could tornado. The animals could rise up and start eating our faces. Maybe not. Maybe that won't happen. But it could. And we don't know. And that's part of the risk as well. You might be wondering why it is I'm talking about this specific topic, and the reason behind it will be as such. I want to go on an extended mission today. I want to go out and return some things. But the closest return place is 21.3 miles away. Zhao has taken her car with her to work. I do not have a license just yet. Right? I do have a South African license, but I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to drive a car just because I want to on this side with that. And there are some packages that need be returned. There's some things ordered by mistake. Not really by mistake, just a matter of it's not what I wanted kind of thing. And I am very American. I think I've returned more things in the last week than I've returned in my life. And there's very little risk involved in that whole process, right? If you follow the steps, it's not much risk in that at the very least. However, there is this matter of getting there. 21 miles will be the furthest that I've gone in a single trip. And then I probably would like set up for a second there, do a something, like charge my wheel for a little bit. It'll be a whole day mission. Part of me wants to leave at 10, which is 40 minutes from now. It took 2 weeks for us to get here. Is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. Pretty much 2 weeks, right? Tuesday was the day that I left. Tuesday was streamed at the airport, right? 2 weeks ago is Tuesday. And here we find ourselves now, right? Having considered all the risks that could be involved, dear Sam, we have found ourselves safe. I think maybe that's why I had a conversation with Joe about this little adventure I want to go on. And technically, I don't have to. Technically, there's nothing pushing me to go and do what I want to do. However, I do like being able to. A part of me, realistically, wishes that the closest UPS drop-off point was closer. That would be cool. But alas, it is not. And so I do want to go on a mission and do it myself. One thing that is very cool about the way that I want to do it is the fact that it would cost me maybe $50 literally $50 to make the entire mission, right? There and back. I did charge my wheel, and I'm not going to be tackling any really aggressive heals with it any second. This sounds like a self-challenge you might issue yourself. It is kind of like that, Sam. God bless. Thank you, Hamez. May you be blessed by God too. Yeah, it is kind of like one of those, Sam. It definitely is a self-mission that I want to go on. But I do want to go on from the perspective of showing myself that I can, right? It is a vehicle, after all. And I would like to know that I could, if I wanted to, use this vehicle to travel an extended distance. There's a guy on YouTube that's making a little series of him traveling from New York to Canada. I think it's like 703 miles, 730 miles. It's a stretch. Wow. Hey, Dan. Hey, Dan. Well, I've been seeing these little translation, I think, bobules next to your messages. Maybe you send wow in like some sort of other language. I don't even know. Are you on antidepressant? No, I'm just tired. No, like I'm a little bit against, to be completely honest, SSRIs. I don't think SSRIs are good for us. What is an SSRI, Melt? An SSRI is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, or as people call it, an antidepressant. Depression, one of the pathways of depression, is the level of serotonin you have in your brain. One of the ways in which serotonin is replenished is sleep, for example. But there's also many a substance, right? There is serotonin reuptake inhibitors that fall in the drug class, like MDMA, for example, and there is serotonin, I want to call them antagonists. They have similar shapes, like, you know, the psilocybins or the lisdems. And in that way, right, our brains can definitely be influenced by changing the amount of serotonin we have in them. However, the data is a little bit up for interpretation, I think is a good way to say it. I have met many people who have been on SSRIs, who are still on SSRIs, and who refuse to be on SSRIs. I'm one of those that used to be. It has risks involved. That is today's stream topic, after all. The risks that I experienced was night terrors. Extreme night terrors. Right? And I imagine the reason I had night terrors is because it was like almost like stopping my brain from processing properly. Right? Where instead of the serotonin coming and then going, it was being selectively reuptake inhibited. Right? So I couldn't let go of certain things. And then those things wouldn't let go of me. And I would have these screaming fits in my sleep, to the point where I wouldn't wake up from my screaming, but my parents would wake up from the screaming, and they came into my room shaking me awake like, are you okay? Are you okay? The risks involved. However, this weekend we did not sleep twice properly. We slept, but I slept like, I think, 4.5 hours the one night, and that device is the one that holds my data. Do I have it here? No, it's not gonna tell me. But yeah, according to this thing, I slept fine. Or I slept enough, I slept fair. My deep sleep seems to be disgustingly lacking, but maybe that's a part of it. Maybe I need some more deep sleep. Need to get some more dreams in my brains. Let me see what I've missed. MeltMore is the antidepressant. Nice. I like that. Yeah. I am antidepressants. At Swaggart Products and Services, we service with biome in the gut, your gut. So money me, money now. Money me, needing it a lot now. So do me a lot of money I need. Are you still in America? I'm in America for the foreseeable future, Hamas. I'm only not in America when I explicitly let you know that I'm not in America right now. Otherwise, gonna be American for a while. Probably. I am very deep in America right now. Don't look at me like that. I am literally in the Midwest. Not in the edge west, in the middle of the West. And I do want to be able to explore this world a little bit. It's a warm day, relatively speaking. It's like 13 degrees Celsius to be expected. Warmer than it's been. So my face won't freeze. And I should be able to make a proper mission. There are risks involved. My wheel's bead has not seated properly. And I have tried. I have deflated it and reflated twice now. Did the whole soap on the bead, did the whole pumping it over its recommended, did the whole heating it up with a hair dryer to try and get my rubber to be more pliable, did the whole dropping it so that it can pop into bead set. And I did get it to be better than it was. But because of this lack of bead setting, one of the sides of the bead has set and the other side hasn't. So there's just like this littlest bit of give on how much wheel there is underneath me. And every time I go over the part of the wheel that there's more, it lifts me up just a little bit. Causes this oscillation. It does make me very mindful of how I'm riding. Maybe that's what I need. Makes me not want to drive fast, right? Maybe if the wheel was rock solid and stable and the tire was aligned the way it was supposed to be, I would ride it too fast. But alas, the risks involved, right? I think that's the biggest thing that I am, if the word is concerned, that would be the concerned about. And then the other side is, of course, battery range. But I think that I'm going to be fine on. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I should have more than enough range. 21 miles there, 21 miles back. Technically, it's rated at 72 miles on a charge, but I am a little bit heavier than the people that they tested it with. I think they even say it like a 62 kilogram individual, which is 127 pounds. I weigh a little bit more than that. And a part of me wants to take you with me. Maybe even I will. Maybe at the very least, maybe I'll set up another stream when I get there. Could be a fun thing to do. I'm not sure just yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. The one thing that I am kind of bummed about is that if I do it, I potentially won't see Joe for lunch. Because I think it is going to be like a 5-hour mission. Maybe more, depending on how long I want to charge my wheel for. Så pretty long mission. Okay, let me get back to chat. Is it legal to take an EUC on the road? Yes. Yes, it is, fortunately. It classifies in the same world, if you will, as walking and riding a bicycle, Sam. So if you're allowed to ride a bicycle or walk a road, you're allowed to write it with a U. C. Stupid, stinky, rude idiot. SSRI. Agonists. Laxapro literally made me want to kill myself. I was suicidal, got out that psych ward in a record 2.5 days. Normally they make you stay for 3, but I'm just so charming. And they put me on Lexapro. Never in my life have I experienced apathy like I did on Lexapro after that psych ward. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, sure, now I feel nothing, including bad, but I feel nothing. Nothing will be felt, all right? And that can make you depressed as well, of like, what am I living for if I don't feel anything? I stopped taking Lexapro after about 2 months. Yeah, I'm definitely no medical doctor, and I wouldn't dare tell you what you should and shouldn't take, but I'm happy that you're not on those medications anymore, Christy K. I'm happy that you're free from it. Thought you said screaming fits in your sleep. Yes. No. Oh, I see what you mean. No. No, I'm ass. Oh, jeeps. Wind through a dead tree. Moss clings to a home, too harsh yet a quiet calm, a world's reflection. Darkness fades, in brilliant light we rise together. Following the breeze, deep breaths released to the wind, a new beginning, unknown horizons struggle and cry out for help, shattered, but alive. Nice, Joseph. I like that. Brofies saying hi. We got 42 in this lock. Why do you think the amount of attention craving in 2026 is so out of control? It's a good question. I haven't been noticing too much attention craving myself, but it's also because I've been away, I'll say, away from my technology. I've not been watching much videos. I refuse to download Reddit on this device. I have watched a total of maybe 20 minutes of YouTube in the last 2 weeks, which is very odd to me. This is not something I say in pride, but kind of like the reality of what used to be. I would watch maybe 8 to 9 hours a day of YouTube. Like literally just 3 weeks ago, that would be what I would do, right? Because I would have this like life cycle where I would do my live stream around 4 p.m. and my yoga was like 3:30. And then I would have that like limbo period after my live streams, which I didn't know what to do with. It's dark, so I would watch YouTube videos. And then I would wake up in the mornings, and then I would wait for my live stream. So I would watch YouTube videos about it. And there was just a lot. However, I have now seen 2 people comment about the attention craving, right? That there seems to be an influx of live streamers right now. I don't know if I want your attention. If anything, I want your mind to consider the topic that I bring into the day, right? And today's topic is about the risks that are involved. Maybe that's something I can say, that when there's attention seeking, there's risks involved in that as well. You might get the kind of attention you don't want. Ooh, day date. I love day dates with my hub. That's cute. I say you go for it, Melt. Of course you want to see Joe for lunch, but this time in America, where you don't have to work, will be fleeting and you'll miss the freedom. That's the thing I'm thinking about as well. Like it's gonna be like that. And then I'm gonna be working again. Right? So you are right on taking those moments to be a little bit of explore. Please no spamming, it's true. Hey, Darren is here too. Hey, Darren. Yeah, Melt, I would sit there and think, I could live, I could die, and I don't give a fuck. I give a little fuck, but I don't even have the energy to decide which one. Yeah, I had that similar kind of experience. I was on, I can't remember the compounds names. They did try and put me on different types because none of them worked, and they were like, try this one instead. That one didn't work either. We got Bentley saying hello. We got Zhao saying good morning, friends. Hey, Zhao. It's nice having you here. Attention craving is out of control because our society is, by and large, closing itself off, and there's a huge lack of human connection as a result. True, Dan Gray. Yeah, Dan Gray is wise. You're still here, 42 in the lock. It's a good question that you're asking, and it's interesting to me that Dan gave that response because that's the first thing that I thought about as well. I felt like it was going to be a little bit cliche to be like, oh, because we need it. We need. There's attention seeking because that's a human need. We need some attention. And things as they are right now has been a little bit separate. We find ourselves very separate as a species. Right, I'm going to try. I've introduced myself to some of the neighbors. But despite the fact that I've introduced myself to them, I don't really know if there's a relationship, right? There's like a knowing, like a hello, I am, says name, you are, his says names. And then I can be like, okay, now I know the name of the person that lives there. But I don't really have the freedom, the comfort to go up to their home and knock on their door, ask them for sugar kind of thing, right? To make that example. And in that way, we do feel very isolated, I can imagine. Hello! And that isolation looks like trying to find some sort of attention somewhere else. You know, I feel like something that's definitely been a point of contention, something that I'm aware of, is that the way in which we look for attention is way more important than whether or not we look for attention. Right? Because there's bunches of different types of attention that you can receive. And depending on what kind of attention you're looking for, it could benefit your life even. Right? I imagine. If you want friends, for example, right? You're not going to make friends by pulling attention or drawing attention to yourself by starting a bar fight. All right? Nobody wants to be friends with the bar fighter. You'll get a lot of attention, but you will not get the friend that you're looking for. Call me Darth Plagueis, the wise mouth. 42 says, YouTube Live has basically forced that now though. If there was no option to go live, people would be forced to start reconnecting in person with people more, right? I don't know about that, 42, right? I mean, it is warming up at least right now. However, it was cold for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if the reason you're seeing a little bit of an influx of, as you said, attention seeking, is because people are stuck in their homes, hiding from the cold, and they still need that human connection. So maybe, I don't think you're completely incorrect in saying that there would be more incentive to go and seek direct physical human connection if there was no internet. However, I believe some people would just not have any human connection and would still be stuck in their homes if not for it. So I have to like measure it up and like think, is there a net good coming off of these moments? I would like to believe that this community that me and our friends have created in this space adds human connection instead of takes human connection. If you're tuning into my live streams in a way where you're choosing not to show up for your family, right? Like, come out with us, Dan. We would like to have breakfast with you when you go. No, ma. I have Melt live stream to tune into. I think that would be problematic, right? That would be like missing out on the thing that you're actually looking for. However, I like to think of myself as just a friend on the internet, right? Someone that you can come and sit down with, tell me what's going on. I'll celebrate you if you have something to be celebrated. I'll feel with you if you have something that has been causing pain. And I don't feel, at least personally, like I've lost out on any human connection because of it. In fact, and maybe this is the other side of it, I put a lot of importance in this space. And I see it as almost like the best means of interacting with me technologically. Right? The version of me you're going to get in text or in a phone call is going to be more distant, further away than you'll be able to get me in this moment, right? There's the immediacy to this experience. Not necessarily 42. This community uses YouTube Live to curate real human connection every single day. These things are just tools, and tools carry no bias. People do that. Very wise. You don't have to take me at my word either. Hang out here for long enough and you'll see what I'm talking about. 42, you are welcome, dear friend. And Dan is not capping. That may work in this community, Dan, but overall society Live is giving millions of people the option to sit alone at home, not interacting with real-life people. It is a normal winter. It's a normal winter? Well, it's normal, I'm guessing, every winter for people to stay in their homes and to not hang out with their friends as much. At least that's what Jovan told me, right? Like that's kind of like part of the course, that when things warm up again, people start going out of their homes again to go and see friends, right? For sure, 42, but the medium is not the problem, it's how people use it. Winter in 2000, people still went to parties. That is definitely like falling off. Like that I won't argue with. After COVID, the party scene in general kind of like died a little bit, right? Many establishments closed down. In South Africa, there was a bunch of festival brands that literally stopped festivaling because they couldn't anymore. Like literally, not enough people showed up anymore. Young people no longer drink. Good. Good. Extra good that you don't drink anymore, young people. Or at least they're drinking significantly less than the generations that preceded them. And in that way, the medium through which we used to participate in a social activity has been co-opted, right? Or has been transformed, changed. The amount of dopamine we get from these devices outweigh more so than ever any dopamine we can get from anything else. And there is this weird, like, for me at least, you know, like I can explain it like this. You know when you eat like a piece of candy, or like let's say cake, or something that's supposed to be sweet, and then you eat it and it's so sweet that it like burns your throat a little bit, right? And you feel like you need to have water just in order to like get through this thing. That's kind of like what the technology has been like. It's really potent, really sweet, right? You really get where you're going with the dopamine. However, because of the quality of it, the intensity of it, I have found myself less and less enamored, likely to become attached. It has become like this thing of instead of being the thing I want to do, maybe I can say it like this. Instead of technology or my media exchange being something I want to do, it's something that I get to do. All right. If I have to sit in line, for example, waiting to get my license at the DMV kind of thing, then I can see technology and the media that we can access through it as a boon, because now I'm going to be waiting in this line anyway. I could potentially, start up a conversation with the person next to me, but in doing so, I might disturb the two people next to them and next to us, right? So, what am I saying? I'm saying that it's true what Dan said, and for the most part, is that the tools itself are not biased. I think it's more a matter of how you use them and realizing that you have more control than you might realize in the using of your technology. I don't think we're going to ever really have the same kind of party scene we used to back in the day. Right. I really do want the drinking culture to go away. I want people to stop drinking alcohol. But I am biased. The risks. Today's stream topic is about the risks involved. The risks involved in drinking alcohol are not worth the effects. Right? It's simply not worth it. And I am a very much a worth it based person. Is something worth it? Is it going to be worth it for me to ride on my EUC 40 miles today? Yes. I'm going to return items. If I return more than $2 worth of items, it's worth it, right? Technically. There will be a financial plus instead of a financial negative. And then in that, I ask myself, is it worth it experientially? Will it be an experience I feel is worth it for me to go out there and see the world from that perspective? It is going to be a long ride. I think that might be the one thing. But I don't think I'll be incapable of it. Maybe just a little bit fatiguing. Like I'll have to take a break every half an hour kind of thing. I feel like it's the difference/balance between positive and negative attention. That's a good point that you're making as well, Christy K. A lot of our attention is being steered towards the negative, right? Like the outrage, the sense of disbelief, the dismay of how things have been, the reality of the situation we're in, right? And I feel like because of that, it does bring with it a certain quality of hopelessness and almost like a polarizing effect that makes you unwilling to talk about these things because you worry that you'll get the wrong answer from a person, right? You know what I mean? It's like, no, you weren't supposed to say that. Melt, as long as we've had doors, we've been using them to stay away from folks. Now, yeah, I get it. I'm not the one that's saying we ought to this and that. I'm saying I understand exactly why we are the way we are right now. Maybe not exactly, right? That feels like a little bit too extreme, but I can understand in my own way of showing up in the world why people are showing up in the world and the ways that they are as well. This is some 2026 shit. There's people chatting in the office behind me. I'm in a meeting in my left ear, and I'm here with y'all in my right ear. Stimulus. My ADHD brain is like this. This is nice. Because instead of partying, everyone is watching live. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that is the truth that you are speaking. I get what you're saying. However, I don't know if it's necessarily a truth. I think it is a matter of perspective, right? People are in need. People are still in need of some sort of social connection. And the parasocial relationships that we have in these mediums maybe scratches that itch. But again, right, from what I've seen at the very least, is that the people that join us in this space aren't here all the time. Which at the very least means to me that they have lives outside of this space, which is what I would want. In fact, that we talk about that a lot, of like, this space is just supposed to be like a little bookmark in reality for you. The book itself is the exercise, the book itself is the food you eat, the way you spend your time day by day, the people you spend your time with. That's the book, right? That's the depth, that's the je ne sais quoi, that's the meat in with the potatoes, right? And I feel like all of us have been good. At least I've seen it in you friends that you have told me that you've been doing the work. There's a lot of factors you have to consider. People have jobs or they stay at home parents. So this is a way for us to connect. I'm happy to have you here, Christy. Like, thank you, Dan, for inviting your friend. It's been a pleasure having you here in this community with us. Good point, Christy. Life is busier now in our mediated world, and spaces like this can serve us in that. Yes, Christy, and it's great for those purposes, but I think that maybe 10% of the YouTube Live community, most are trolls. They're mean and they want to hurt feelings. Or the lives are half-naked people. Well, I feel like this space does really good in not feeding the trolls, and I am very shy, so you like very unlikely to see me half-naked. Very unlikely. Like I think I've only been shirtless on stream one time. Right, maybe 2 times in the last 1,867 days. Right, those are very low odds. It's like a rare Pokemon seeing me without a shirt. It seems unachievable, but how do you know unless you have tried? Good point. Yeah. If it exists, humans will abuse it. It's a fact of life for you too. So yes, YouTube is full of boobs and trolls. It is what it is. Yep. And it is a matter of what you choose to see. Is that Melita? You want to see something, Melita? Right there is Melita the stick. You see it? You see that? Right there. Sending you love, Melita. Finally seeing you in a different continent. Oh yeah. Whoa. My brain getting scanned by the aliens. Where is that light coming from? Like actually. like Nani? Like those are soft lights. Is it coming from there? Ah, it's coming from there. Okay, that makes more sense. I was so confused for a second. I was like, okay, I'm coming down. It's nice to have you here, friend. Sending you love. So those are the channels we steer away from and stick with the positives like this. Don't even bother with the other ones. It doesn't serve any purpose. Oh, message was rejected. Mel, always lovely seeing you here. So much love. If you do go out, travel with the mini first aid kit and enough water. I do need to take some water. That's a good idea, Joe. Thank you. I'll take the mini first aid kit. I really hope that I won't use it. How is your art? Are you asking Melita? I think you are. Do let us know how your art's been going. Doing a lot of workshops lately. We definitely need to schedule one in Discord soon. That would be fun. I'm back. We just had a fire drill. Everybody had to go outside. That sounds great, Mel. See, I don't think this is a parasocial melt. Yes, this is green, but we interact with you and each other directly. It's not like we drop a comment and cross our fingers that it gets acknowledged. I hear you. Yeah. Part of me wants to almost now do like a little bit of a dive of like, what exactly is a parasocial relationship? I think, for example, I have a parasocial relationship with PewDiePie, right? Because I've been watching him since I was a 14-year-old and I look up to him a lot, right? Again, he was also one of those YouTubers who created with unwavering consistency, right? So I knew no matter the week I had, by the time I get back home, there will be new PewDiePie videos for me to watch, right? He would have created something for me to experience. And it's as you said, right? Now watching his content, him with his family and his little baby, the amount of joy and like heart and love I feel in my being, seeing how well he's doing and, you know, the life that he's built for himself. It feels like a friend. But in that way, he doesn't know about me and has never probably read one of my comments. And in that, maybe I get what you're saying. Dan, are we saying the same thing? I feel so. Love is true. I can tell you that I've never seen Mel half naked on here. Of course, we're all waiting for that with bated breath, but it hasn't happened for me yet. Yeah, that's gonna be the premium package. So premium plus ultra, pro, premium plus ultra pro, and then you maybe. I am there. You're here with us. Sending you love. Firan, this has been a great convo. You have given the best and most thoughtful answers to my questions of any YouTuber. Take care, all. God bless. God bless to you, dear 42. Take care. Like us in the US right now, Mel. Take care, 42. So much love. There's a way to reframe 42. Of all the evils in the world, boobs and trolls are really not so bad. I can shift through the boobs and trolls to find the real ones better than shifting through real danger. It's true what you're saying, right? In the grand extreme that we live within, boobs and trolls are very low on the risk profile list, right? It's like boobs and trolls down here. Boom goes the dynamite. Is that Duck Dad? Butt fart McGeezer's axe? The only reason that I recognize Duck Dad's fractal is because I saw the little doggo with the ball on his profile picture. Duck Dad, I've been thinking about you, bro. Like a lot, actually. Yesterday, I even wanted to send you a message to let you know how wholesome it was to meet you in person and how our meeting in person continues to be something that I like cherish. I look forward to us getting to meet each other again at some point, bro. We will, before we know it. I haven't been in the space for a while. The space will always welcome you back with open arms, dear friend. As long as you show up in love, we'll be here to love you as well. Exactly, you know PewDiePie from a healthy distance, but he doesn't know a thing about you. On the other hand, you guys know things about me that even my family does not. And I do like that about this space, Dan. Is that we have been, literally since the ARPAN days, making a real effort to read the comments, to include you friends in what this space ends up becoming, kind of thing. Much love, you beautiful humans. Talk of boobs and duck appears. Sorry, had to change my name. But farts making geezers X is really funny. Oh my goodness, Doug. I can't argue with that logic, though. Is that the bird screaming in the background? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's bird. Almost got yourself booted. I'm Poopsie on Discord, by the way. Oh my goodness, same. Alone, newbies, trollsies, meanies and weenies. Our triggers are out there. Rather than react to them and let them direct our energy, let them show us the patterns that arise within us. Let them show us how we direct our own energy. The space between the stimulus and the response is your opportunity to change your course of action. So, it really is awesome to see these snips of wisdom that you choose to share with us as well. That's actually something that Joe has echoed with me many times, is that the real work is to be done, as she said, between the stimulus and the response, right? The stimulus is the troll. Oh, you look gay. And then I get to feel something and be like, and then I need to respond and be like, no, you, or whatever. No, Nia Yay is gay. Right, but that would not be the right response, would it? Right, and then every time you make a response that wouldn't be the right response, you have now created a new stimulus that needs to be responded to. And so we perpetuate and consciously evolve little by little. Show ourselves how we direct our energy. Teach ourselves how to direct it well. Jovan, I may have been in a rough place when I made them. You made that name. Poor Duck Dad, just like battling the toilet, holding on to daily farts. And McGee's ex is from an episode of South Park where the aliens come to try and invite the world into the Galactic Federation. And of course, we humans mess it up. That does make very much sense. Yeah. I want the aliens to come straight to me. If they're gonna integrate us into Galactic Federation, come to me, please. I'll be a cool human. I'll try and help. I promise. Memory unlocked. He's the alien guy that Randy murders. I'm gonna watch that episode after this. Basketball. Basket. Basketball is my favorite movie. I'm guessing that's the South Park one as well. Hey, we got Pave Ayata again. Welcome back, friend. You were here yesterday for the first time, I think, right? Bless ya. Javan, how odd is it for you to be watching a comment on a stream from your living room? She's been mentioning that it's been strange to her, actually, like that. It's funny that you ask. She was like she's been used to, of course, tuning into the stream, but never being home, like being what, a rock's throw away and then tuning into our own home. Poopsie, I haven't watched it over a decade, but that name has always had me belly laughing. Yeah, quack. It's a bit strange. I used to start my mornings tuning into Africa. Now I go to work and I tune back into my living room. Oh my, excuse me. Just made a whole little burpsies. Oh my goodness. Hi, it's me, Angelina. Hey, Angelina. Welcome. It's been a while since seeing you here in this space with us. I no longer live in South Africa, Angelina. I now live in Indiana, the United States of America. I have found myself here. I have lost my ring again, and I'm looking for something to spin. It's not lost. It's somewhere in here, I'm sure. I just don't know where it is. No, yeah, it happened. It happened. Cozy hum, Joe. It really is such a cozy hum. Move of the hips, shake that chassis. Clean, elegant, but still get nasty. That chassis. Move the hips, shake that chassis. What is it like a chassis as a vehicle here? Stuck in my head right now. Baseball plus basketball is basket. I should say basketball. Basketball. Let's hang out. We're hanging out, Red Dragon Reborn. This is it. I'm going to laugh one day. One of those cows from Melt's farm somehow appears in the background. I miss the chaotic moving. Yeah, we have upgraded to chaotic screaming from Bird. He's been pretty good, for the most part. He's screamed a few times in stream today, but he knows that he's not gonna get my attention. I've tried a lot to try and get good with the bird. That bird does not want me touching it. Every chance it gets, it tries to bite me. It doesn't come to try and bite me. I think it knows that that would be a bad idea. That I think it's intimidated by me a little bit, probably. But me trying to like bring an arm close or give it head scratches, he's like, "I'll fucking bite you, bitch." I'm like, okay, all right, because I'm keeping my hands to myself or whatever. Now it's chaotic bird yelling. Then is that my brain always pulling in some random tune. It's the chassis of your body melt. You're gonna shake yours tomorrow. Oh yes, it's true. Tomorrow is Wednesday again, after all. It is almost time. It is 10. This is the time around which I felt like I needed to leave. I will probably put myself on some underpants, some pants under my pants. This South Africa food you brought home, Mom, is delicious. Okay, this South African food you brought home, Mom, is delicious. There we go, got it. The best. We do have some wine gums. We have some candies that Joe has been sharing with friends. We have some spices from South Africa. But that's it for the most part. Just enough to have a taste of South Africa every now and then. Aha, I got it. Target training. You and Joe need to bring trust back into your relationship. Maybe some target training could be good. I could have like little stick. Let him touch stick, give him peanut. Let him touch stick, give him peanut or whatever. Does he like peanuts? We should give him peanuts too. A whole jar of peanuts or something. Yeah, but I really wish, with like a real sense of desperation, slightly desperate. Please. I wish me and that bird got along better. I wish that I could take him out of his cage when he asks me, but alas. He does love peanuts. Okay. We can get him a jar of peanuts. Does he like the peanuts in the shells? Or do we get him like pre-shelled peanuts? Could it have anything to do with how brightly Melt is dressed? We thought about that. We did think that that might be it. The swelling is going down at least. Now I'm just bruised. Can you see the blue on me? Check this. Yeah, you can kind of see the decoloration. Yeah. He got me. There's like some of that's the 2 marks with which he bit down upon me with. Never in my life had I experienced so much pain and reacted so little. I was just watching him as he was biting me. Flashbacks. How did the blonde... Okay, I don't know if I want to make any blonde jokes. I haven't really found a blonde joke funny in forever. Like, I think I stopped finding blonde jokes funny when I was a 9-year-old. Because I realized it's very... Like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't met many dumb blonde people. I haven't met many blonde people in general. Maybe that's a part of it as well. Can't wait for dancing in the snowstorm. Have a great day, y'all. I'm going to go and create a space for myself in the basement where I used to grow and stream. Every dog needs a pond. You're going to make a little pond, or you're just going to create a space for you to chill it out in? Do hope it's a good one. Are you going to hide there from the cold? What snowstorm is coming? I think I missed that part. We do have a resident dad, but we'll keep your resume on file. I can hear Melt's inner voice now. I came all the way to America to get attacked by a damn parrot. Nah. I'm chill. I'm so chillaxed. It's more a matter of like I like being friends with things, right? Like me and Noodle are homies. Me and Noodle are chillis bobillis. Noodle hasn't even thought about biting me. All right, Noodle? All right? I need to take him out to pee and stuff before I leave as well. Me and Noodle are chill. Me and Noodle are so chill that he stopped needing to sleep in our room. Yeah, Noodle. He hasn't had like any anxiety fractals today. He's just chilling. Doing a chill. Rest in peace, boiling water. You will be missed. So fucking stupid, but I cracks me up anyway. Blonde jokes, not funny, but there will always be a special place for me with yo mama jokes. Your mama jokes will get me more than blonde jokes. It's even funnier when I tell them to Milani because Ali goes, "What the hell? That's me." That's funny. I'm creating a space for me to chill out in. Nice. Setting up my record player next to my workbench, and I've got some house plants and a hammer. But there's like 1,000 tons of crap to haul first. Yeah, the basement, bro. I've seen that. I've seen that the basement seems to be like the shadow realm. There's probably $1 trillion worth of stuff in people's basements right now as we speak. Just in America. We don't have basements in South Africa. We usually don't need that much place to put stuff that we don't need. I'm just poking fun. I'm just poking a little bit of fun, okay? Poking fun of. Fuck. Internet, I like to say. But before I lived on the internet, I lived in South Africa. Captain Cake, do you have your Dirty Street sign and old Bob Sager's poster? Sam, no! That's for boomers who want to hide from their family. I'm pretty lucky. My whole apartment is a man cave. Nice. Sam, you're cruising for a bruising. The poor turtle resides in the deep, surviving off hope and kale. The unsuspecting turtle doesn't see the great white from below. All of a sudden, wham. Stranger Thing. Yeah. Being a turtle in the ocean does not look like it's an easy existence. I'll say that much. It is time for me to pull a card and say goodbye. Earned my sub. Thank you, Stranger Thing. I appreciate you subscribing. I do one of these live streams every single day. So we'll be here again. Would be a pleasure to continue having moments together. I'm trying to get this couch's little covering back in place. You go back where you were supposed to go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The basement is the only place in the house the girls don't want to go, so I might as well utilize it. Yeah, the basement does have a, again, shadow-realm quality to it. Like, we don't go into the basement. My house is more of a plant cave. I bet it's legendary, Darren. That does sound awesome. The basement is a survival mechanism for the winters. Alani learned to walk down there because it was minus 20 outside. I don't know if Joe's basement is that warm, I've noticed. There's no central heating down there, but it's not as freezing, I guess, as it is outside. And I trust that when it's hot outside, it's going to be extra nice. I have to have a basement in Kansas just for tornadoes. True as well, Brandon. Yeah, there has been some tornadoing on this side as well. Joe has used the basement for that too. Darren, I'm intrigued. I would like to see what a plant cave looks like as well. But it will now be time for us to pull a card. I shower. I was like, what is that word? I shower of a 4-year-old philodendron fuzzy petiowl. Petiuli? Don't laugh at me, Darren. I don't know plant names. I think I know what a philodendron is. Kind of. But that isn't cute. Sam, I'd love to see your plant cave. Same, I'd love to see your plant cave. Christy shared with us her little plant wall. Do share with us in the Discord if you want. Bro, you better pull an Onyxy or a Glum today. Oh, you're talking about this, like a Pokemon card. You had me like lost for a second there. Or even better, pull a Magikarp, aka the best Pokemon in existence. I mean, evolving a Magikarp into one of them fish dragons was pretty hardcore. I was actually one of the people that did that. I got myself a Magikarp and then made it fish dragon. I liked my fish dragon. We playing hippie Pokemon. I downloaded a game called Boy Emulator to my phone, and I have been playing Pokemon Gold instead of doom scrolling. It's been a blast. How about that? Way better use of your time than doom scrolling. I have some philodendrons in the house. I believe that's one right behind Mouth that needs attention. This dude, a philodendron, might need a little bit of attention. But most of these seem very happy. Joe gave them all water just recently even. I'm still waiting for a stop. Jovan, start training him on plans so he can come work for me. Fun fact, there's a guy on YouTube who beat one of the Pokemon games using only Magikarp. Have a wonderful day, folks. Thank you, Brandon. Nope, that's a spider ward. The philodendron is the heart-shaped leaf. Oh, the one that's lining? That one looks very healthy. For the most part. Maybe you're talking about that one. This one here. That one there. Melt starts fingering. Nope, that's a spider wart. Okay, yeah. I'm still waiting for a stop. Yay. Yay, gotta stop. The dodecahedron is what we pulled. Matchy matchy. I feel pretty matchy matchy. Nice. Yep, that's the one. Okay. It does have heart shapies. What's the name of the app? Maybe I'm not on all messages right now or something. No, I am. Oh, he's talking about playing Pokemon Go for the Game Boy emulator. There are so many as well. Pizza Boy for Android. There it is. I had a Rubik's dodecahedron. I could only really do the bottom half though. I've seen one of those as well. Both my brothers are pretty good at doing the Rubik's Cube, and he also got himself one of those dodecahedrons, and it was basically just a desk toy. Never a puzzle to be solved. It's just too in-depth, too much. Not the ROMs though, makes sense. All right, dodecahedron, card number 35. Goes something like this. Divine thought. The dodecahedron with its 12 equal pentagonal faces is one of the 5 three-dimensional solids, often called platonic solids. The dodecahedron is associated with the female side of our nature and the element of ether or prana. It is a symbol of heaven and divine thought. Choosing this card connects you with divine thought and asks you to contemplate the truth of universal oneness. Both metaphysics and quantum physics affirm that we are part and parcel of every particle of energy and one with all of creation. Consciously move into your breath and connect with the prana force that resides there. Feel yourself moving away from the concept of duality and separation into an experience of the oneness and unity of all life. Breathe deeply and enjoy a feeling of harmony within your being. Visualize how this divine thought will affect your present life. Celebrate the shifts you are making and realize how they will aid all of humanity in our intentional evolution from polarity consciousness to divine oneness. Hell yeah, I love the quantum physics, spirituality fractal. Looking at you, Jovan. Oh yeah, quantum physics. Quantum physics affirms that we are part and parcel of every particle of energy and one with all of creation. Very trippy indeed. I choose you, dodecahedron. Divine thought. Connect with prana energy. And then I transform. I go into my final form. I thank you, friends, for joining me again. What a pleasure. What a absolute joy to find ourselves here in this space together. Thank you, seriously, for joining me. It was nice to have you here, and I'll see you again soon, right? Tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.